You might remember in the steering box rebuild video, I said I'd be really happy if it didn't leak. Well, I'm not happy. So we are leaking a lot. It's coming out the pitman seal, and it only does it when you turn the steering. So it's not outright pressure. There's got to be a problem with the seal. Hopefully, it's just that I've done it wrong. There's an orientation apparently on the two seals, so it's quite possible I've done it wrong. The instructions aren't brilliant, so let's see. So I'm gonna have to get this thing off. We need a 33mm socket for that. And then we're gonna remove the pitman shaft out of here and redo the seal in the car. It would be easier to do it with it off the car, but that in itself is a pain, so I'm going to try it from underneath first. That actually wasn't very tight. Okay. $140 Newton meters that's supposed to be. So I expect this will come off pretty easy as well. You should have kept that quiet. Oh, there we go. Easy peasy. Let's just give it a whack. Let's see. Oh, it's going to come out anyway. I think that seal is the wrong way around, and in fact I can see that it's damaged. So that's probably our reason. Can you see that? I think you can see that. Okay, well, I mean, good's not the right word, but we can fix that. So the outer seal is for stopping things getting in. And in fact, it's ripped, isn't it? Why is it ripped? That's the inner seal that's ripped. Okay. Let's try and get this thing out then. It'd be nice if I could get it out intact, so I can have a look at it.
A few minutes later.
So what we had was wrong in a few ways, I think. So we had this seal, which is the smaller one, and that was on the inside. It was in the correct orientation. Then we had a O-ring, and then we had the big seal in the wrong orientation, and then we had an O-ring, not an O-ring, a C-clip. And that's not right for a few reasons. So first of all, we want the large seal in that orientation to stop oil coming out. Then we want a washer. Then we want the small seal in that orientation to stop stuff getting in. Then we want another washer, and then the C-clip, I believe. Looking at this diagram, which is not brilliant. So let's whack it in like that and see if it fits with this second washer. I might have found our problem. because I cannot get the last washer in here before the O-ring or before the circlip. So hopefully that's not the reason it failed, because if it is, it's going to do it again. But we've got the seals in the right orientation this time anyway, and I'm going to stick some grease in here so that when I push the Pitman shaft back in, it doesn't tear it. Hopefully that'll be okay. Well, that went exceedingly badly. It blew the seal out straight away, so it's possible I've got them around the wrong way. Ah, dear. I've made quite a mess. Huge mess. Ah, dear. Okay, I might have worked this out. So what I think has happened is that I've not put that bear, I don't want to get my phone covered in ATF, but there's a bearing race in here, and I don't think I've pressed it in far enough. According to the internet, there is a lip in here that it's supposed to be flush with, and it is not. So what I need to do is get a socket and a hammer and smack that bad boy in a little bit more. I do remember there being a bit of confusion about how deep this thing's supposed to be when I rebuilt the box, so that's going to be it. I'm sure I read that it's not supposed to be flush, but in other places it says different things. So we're going to make it flush and then fit it all back up, and then we'll see, won't we? So I think that looks a lot better. In fact, it might even be too far. So it might have to come down a little bit, but that's certainly going to give it more clearance. So let's whack it all back together and see what happens. Right, so what I've done is press it back, press the bearing back into the housing, and then I think it went too far. Well, it did go too far. So I put the old, well, the new seal back in, and I've taken up the slack. The O-ring actually pinged off and whizzed past my ear, so you have to take my word for it. But that now fits perfectly. The seal is supported both top and bottom, and I can fit both the washers in and the C-clip. So let's whack that old seal out. I bought a brand new one, a new one. Possibly don't need it, but got it now, so I'm going to fit it. And then there's one more thing to do, actually. So the next job, so before all this goes back together, I want to polish this shaft. You can actually see where there's score marks where it's been running on the top seal there. And there's paint down here from where I painted it. So I'm going to give that a going over with some ATF and wet and dry paper if I can find some. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. I'll find out in a minute. Alright, so I've polished this guy with 2000 grit and some ATF, and I can still feel that little groove there. I mean, I don't think there's much I can do about that. If it does leak, it won't be a catastrophic failure this time, I don't think. Probably just have to keep an eye on it. New box would be reasonably expensive. Second-hand one probably pointless. Well, let's put it together and then we'll find out, won't we? So this is the new seal. It's a Edelman this time. Well, mainly because the other two leaked, but I think that was actually my fault. The quality seems fine. So we have the big seal. That's going to go that way around. Then we have a washer. Then we have the small seal, which is going to go that way around. And then we have a washer. And then we have a new C-clip. So hopefully This is all the same size as the one I've just taken out, actually. But I didn't want to test fit this one because it'd be nice not to damage it. So let's press that in and put it back together. Right. So far so good. Well, that's quite disappointing. I think maybe it's the pitman shaft then. Okay. So it's either new steering box or new pitman shaft. How annoying. Oh well, that's how it is. Well, that's a bit disappointing. It looks like it's new steering box time. Either second-hand one, which I don't want to do, or some sort of modern equivalent. There are rack and pinion conversions, but apparently they add lots of bump steering things, so I don't think I'll be doing that. I'll try and find a modern steering box, I think. So that's going to be it for this video. I don't like leaving things on an abject failure, but that's how it is, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to save up some money and buy a decent box. So until next time, thanks for watching. Adios.